Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Follow Me to Speak Lesson 1. This is actually the updated Cantonese class. So, for the first lesson, we will check answers for question for punctuation marks and also making sentence. So, let's have a look. First of all, the first part, you have to name out all the punctuation marks. The first one is underline and it is 專名號. The second one is 問號 question mark. The third one is 句號 full stop. And then we have comma 逗號. And then we have exclamation mark 感嘆號. So I wish you all can get all the answer correctly. Let's look at the second part of punctuation mark worksheet exercise. For this part, you have to write the correct punctuation mark in the bracket, just like the example. For example, like this one, 小明. 小明 is a name. And then what punctuation mark we should put here for 小明? It is underline 專名號. And you also see this line, 迪士尼 here, right? It also have underline below, right? It is because it is a place. And for place, we need underline as well. So let's have a look for the second question. You can see the answer is comma. The reason why we use comma, it is because 昨天 is a time. And in Chinese writing, we usually put comma right after the time word. Okay, so for this sentence is 昨天 yesterday 我和爸爸在海洋公園換過山車. My father and I go to Ocean Park and we play roller coaster. So after yesterday, we have to put comma. And then let's look at the third question. For the third question, you can see the answer is full stop. Do you know the reason why? It is because the sentence is already complete. 我哋完咗一句句子啦. So let's look at the meaning of the sentence. 我和哥哥在海洋公園中買了很多紀念品。紀念品 we have learned, right? 海洋公園 we also learn. 我和哥哥 is the subject. My brother and I went to Ocean Park and we bought many souvenirs. So as you can see, the sentence is already completed, right? So we will put a full stop at the end. And then for the fourth question, when you see this word le or ma, it is usually a question sentence. So we will put a question mark for it. So the meaning of this sentence is 你最愛的地方是哪裏呢? Le, as you can see, le. So we put question mark for this question. And then the fifth question. 我喜歡與姐姐乘坐纜車. 我喜歡 I like to sit on the cable car with my sister. As you can see, the sentence is already completed, right? So we put full stop at the end. For the sixth question, 你喜歡上學嗎? Do you like to go to school? Once again, you see the main word here, right? Ma, le. When we see those words, 我哋會 put question mark. So for the seventh question, 白雪公主真的很漂亮哦. The meaning of this sentence is the Snow White is really beautiful. And you can see or, right? Or in Chinese writing, when we see or, we usually put exclamation mark for it. So, and then we have 尼泊爾 Nepal, which is actually a country. And for country name, we will put underline. And usually 國家, which means country. And usually when you see country or maybe something 國家, and then usually it is a country before. So you have to put underline for the country as well. And then for the last part, for the ninth question, you can see comma again, right? Can you guess why we use comma here? It is because we have time again. As you can see here, 昨天, 今天. This is also the time word. Time word. Okay, so we will put comma in the sentence if we see the time word like 今天, and usually time word and then with the character. Okay, 譬如今天媽媽 and then in between 今天 and the character, we have to put comma to separate them because we want to take a rest. Okay, 今天 comma 逗號媽媽帶我到迪士尼玩耍. Okay, so the last question for second part. 我真的很喜歡做運動哦. I really like to do exercise. So you can see this word or again, right? So we will use exclamation mark here. Now let's have a look on the last part. So this part may be a little bit difficult for you, but it's okay. I believe that you can do it. This part, 中秋節. Do you guys know what is 中秋節? Do you still remember it? 中秋節, which means Mid-Autumn Festival, and it is a time word as well. Mid-Autumn Festival is a time, right? And then we will put comma in between because after Mid-Autumn Festival, we will have some character, right? And then we will put comma in between, 逗號我和媽媽一起去上月句號 because the sentence is already complete, so we put full stop. 期間 or maybe when you see 期間然後接着 it all means then, next or after that. Then it is also a time word. Okay, so we will also put comma right after the time word. 期間然後接着逗號我 you see 期間我 okay 我看見心如 so 心如 is actually a name, so we need to put underline for 心如和他的家人一起吃月餅真的很高興哦 so now you know when you see or it is exclamation mark 時間過得很快我就這樣過了一個難忘的中秋節媽媽關心的問道：你今年的中秋節玩得開心嗎？And then after what punctuation mark we should put? It is question mark. 我應到 I reply 非常開心哦 See, you see the word again, right? And then we will use exclamation mark. Okay, so this is the punctuation part. So now let's have a look for the making sentence part. So forming a sentence. Okay, so for the first part, you have to circle the noun, the character, the noun, okay? So 名詞, which means noun. For the first sentence, 媽媽看熊貓. Mama is a character, so of course it is a noun, right? 熊貓 is also a noun. 熊貓, which means panda, is also a noun, right? So we have to circle it as well. 爸爸 is a noun. Father. 買紀念品 souvenir is also a noun, so we have to put circle for it as well. 姐姐坐纜車，姐姐 is a noun, right? 姐姐 is a 名詞, right? 纜車 cable car is also a 名詞, right? So we have to circle it in this part. 哥哥換過山車，哥哥 is also a character, right? It's also a noun. And then we will circle it in this part. 換過山車 is also a word, okay? So, as you can see at the beginning, we always use noun or even object or even character to put in the beginning of the sentence. This is the Chinese sentence patterns. And now for the 1.2 part, we have to circle the 动词, the verb 动词. So which one is the verb? Can you guess? So, as I mentioned before, the first one usually a noun. So, usually verb will be in the middle，動詞咧通常會喺中間嘅。OK， so 看啦，watch，做啦，do，做啦，do，喜歡，like。OK， so all the words you have learned already, so I don't explain much here. I wish you understand. And now let's look at this part. This part may be a little bit difficult or challenging for you, but I think you can still complete it or you have tried to do it already. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's have a look on the first question. Jogteen, do you still remember Jogteen? It's yesterday. It is a 時間, okay? 姐姐帶我,姐姐, my sister, and I. So sister and I is human, is the object, right? So it is 人. 到沙灘, beach is a place. So it is 地點. 玩耍, playing is the thing that happened in the sentence, right? So we will put 是喺度. So basically for this part we have to define which one is 時間, which one is time, which part is the character, and which part is the place, the value, and which part is the things happen. So this is how you can do it. And also here, 明天是中秋節，明天, which means tomorrow, which is a time word as well, right? So it is 時間, we put 時間 here. You may feel, oh, so weird. Why we don't put comma right after 明天? It is because 明天, right after 明天, we don't have an object. We just have 中秋, 明天是中秋. It is not an object. It is not a character, right? And then we do not have to put a comma in between and separate them. So this is a little bit information for you. 我們一家, my family. My family is the object, right? 在家中, at home. At home is the value. 地方. 吃湯圓. 吃湯圓 is the things happen, right? And as you can see here, 玩耍 and also 吃. When usually we use verb plus we usually use verb plus the things happen in the sentence. The last question of this part 係星期一晚上, the Monday night, which is a timeline as well, right? 星期一晚上 is a time. 爸爸和我, my father and I is a human, is a character. 在公園 is a place. 換燈籠 is the things happen. Okay, so this is how you do this part. So this is an example for you how to do the 重組句子, reorder the sentences. First of all, we will put object. We will put object 我, and then right after the object we have verb, and then noun again. 我喜歡巴斯光年. I like Buzz year. The second question. First of all, we have to put object. Okay? Object. 到 is a verb. 迪士尼遊玩 is a noun. 媽媽和我到迪士尼遊玩. So the patterns of making a Chinese sentence is usually is object, and then we have verb, and then we have things or noun. This is the patterns, okay? Object, verb, things, or noun. 今天, we add a time not. And then if we have a time, we usually put at the front. When we have a time, we usually put it at the front. Okay? So 今天,逗號. 小明在家中閱讀。小明 is reading at home. Today, 小明 is reading at home. Okay, as you can see the sentence patterns, right? Okay, so let's move on the last part. It may be the most challenging part, right? So for this part, you have to create your own sentences. Actually, it is so simple if you know the patterns, and then you can just create a sentence. First of all, for example, like this one, I gave you 喜歡 and also 白雪公主, right? Snow White and like. And then how can you link up these two words? First of all, 喜歡 is a verb and 白雪公主 is a noun, right? So 喜歡 must put in front of the noun, right? So it should be, maybe you can create a character, or maybe you can write or maybe you can write some, just a character at the front. 小明 is the character I made here. 喜歡 like is a verb. 白雪公主 is a noun. See, you can see the patterns here, right? Okay, so this is my suggested answer. You are always feel free to have your own answer as well. As long as you remember the patterns, you can actually fill up a sentence by yourself. And remember the punctuation mark we learned the few days. We learned the last lesson. Okay, so this is so much for today. Thank you so much for attending my class. And starting from next week, we will have something new to learn. Let's meet again next week. Bye bye.